Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are joining for the first time, I am Jason. And on this channel, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about food, we talk about relationships, a little motivation. We do natural hair stuff also. So we do a little of everything basically. If you have not subscribed or liked any of my videos, feel free now, go ahead, subscribe. So this evening I am truly ecstatic to talk about this topic. As the title says, the topic is, what do men want? And that's such an age-old question, and for that reason I have to have a little something to sip on, because this topic is really intense. This is not a scientific research that was done. I tried to make my sample as diverse as possible so that the views that I got would have been very different. So I spoke with men from various socio-economic backgrounds. Some of them are single, some are married, some are separated, some of them were married for the second time around, meaning they were divorced and remarried. Spoke to men in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and even 50s. Some of these men are Christians, some of them are non-Christians. The only thing is, at the end I realized that they are all Jamaican men and they are all black men. So that may have skewed the sample somewhat. But as I said, it was not a scientific research. So there's a little room for my sample to be a little skewed and not totally representative. But what I wanted to find out was, what do men want? And women have been asking the question for years, because sometimes we do not know what it is that men want. What makes a man want to commit? What are men looking for? Like, seriously, what are men looking for? Who better to ask than men themselves? But what I found out, you see, is that some men were not that comfortable talking on camera. So in addition to the men who were brave enough and who wanted to represent themselves on camera, I also have responses from men who they were very vocal with their views, but they were not so willing to represent on camera. But they will not be left out, and so I will tell you some of what these men have said. So stay tuned, because we have a lot in store for you. What do men want? Do you know? You know? You think you know? Let us see how right you are. What do men want?
Now, men want something, of course, and while we don't have a long list like women, a long detailed list, we do have some things that we like.
One, this woman is a godly individual. Very spiritual. She has a deep connection with her Lord, and what that comes with are some virtues that are needed, virtues and a moral framework that I think would be very beneficial to our relationship. Secondly, her ability to understand me as an individual. We were friends before we started to date, and we developed a very good friendship. And so the level of communication that we had was one where, you could be a fool, act like a fool, but not feel like a fool around Mashi, because of the, just the rapport. So I really enjoyed that ability to listen, to talk, to give me good feedback, but at the same time I don't feel as if, boy, I am being judged or condemned in any way. And thirdly, her level of independence. She's a very strong willed woman, and she has a certain strength, and how she demonstrated that was just in a way that was not threatening. I didn't feel threatened as a man, right? I welcome how she showcased her strength as a woman, and that said to me that this is somebody that I really wanted in my life for the rest of my life.
Okay, so Bob says the top 3 things for him are an interesting mind, a fit body, and a confident and secure woman.
Respect, support, and God fearing, and everything else will fall in place.
Says the top 3 things that he's looking for in a woman: loyalty, must know how to cook, must be a sex freak at home, not on the road. Okay.
She has to be smart, she has to be God-fearing, and she has to have a great personality. All right.
I think the first thing is that she was God fearing. She was a Christian woman, and that's always first on my list. The second thing is that she had a sense of purpose. She knew what she was about. She knew that she's here for a reason. She was working toward that. And third, we had a lot in common, and we could have fun and talk and reason and so on. So that's very important to a man. Many times you want to know that the woman can reason and talk and have good times.
Bill says the 3 top things that he looks for in a woman are respect, loyalty, and understanding.
The expectations I had going into marriage, I expected effective communication. I expected children. We had children. I expected a certain level of intimacy. We've had that.
Okay, so Bob says, well, as I move through the years, I've found that the type of woman I'm interested in is more in line with the goals I have for myself. I'm at a stage now where I crave experiences, knowledge, and inner discovery. And as such, I am drawn to women who incite these things. Not necessarily a woman who has similar interests, but a woman who is able to put my mind in a new place, or places where the average woman doesn't put it. Sex is very important, and therefore sexual attraction is a must. So she have it and good. I'm doing for that one then. She have it and good. However, that alone limits the level of engagement and ultimately the depth of the bond we will ultimately share. In earlier years, sexual attraction was at the forefront. Now it's not at the forefront. Still important. I like fit women. I love the shape of their bodies. However, I believe I'm almost equally attracted to the discipline, dedication, and commitment that she has to employ in order to remain in shape. This speaks volumes of her character. Bob has spoken.
So, when I was younger, pursuing women, I would go after a woman who is pretty. Pretty, educated, and somebody I can talk to. But my experiences have allowed me to wanting just respect, support. Is good with communication. Ensure that your heart is protected. Is willing to love you at all costs. I believe in equality, and so I believe that whoever I'm with should be able to be equal as well.
For Bill now. Yes, experience and exposure helps one to see clearer. There are times when one does not realize how good they have it. Another man's story can seriously open your eyes and have you appreciate the simple things that you get from your woman.
I have grown, you see your mistakes, you see your development, the things that you liked when you were younger, you might not like that now. Some things that you are presently a part of or in, the direction that your life is going or the direction that God is taking your life in. You would have had some experience to know who you'd want to partner with in the latter part of your life and so on. So age and experiences can change your desires as you go on.
I would say both stage in life and the person, if I found the one. So if I haven't found the one, there will be no point in committing or let's say settling down in that particular relationship if I know that it's not going to be long term. As well as if you're not mentally prepared to be in a long-term relationship or in a stable relationship, there's no point in going into it.
Tom says, if I find a pro-black woman in every sense of the word, I'd marry immediately.
I have a wife who cook and she spoil me. I can help myself in the kitchen, but trust me, her cooking is amazing. Has it brought her closer to my heart? I respect her, I appreciate her, I love her dearly for it. But there are others who just can't help themselves out in the kitchen the way my wife can. There's no hard and fast rule about that. But for me, I love my wife cooking, and indeed it is close to my heart.
Bill says, nah, it's not the food. It is the expression of love and care. It's the time and effort that goes into preparing the meal that excites me.
Oh, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I can't talk for nobody else, but that's the way to my heart. See, if you're a foodie, that's how you get there, The way to my heart is through my stomach.
Not necessarily mine, but that is true. A man loves his food, and a man would always love a woman who can cook.
That's nonsense, at least for me. I like good food, but it is not a deciding factor. And that is what Bob had to say.
I mean, for me, the saying is what it is. I'm not necessarily a food kind of guy. I don't test food, but every man can testify that when food is well cooked, it's good. That's something you can't deny. Every man loves good food, and so while I'm not big on food experiment and all these things, I like to have good food, and thankfully my wife can cook and put some real nice dishes together. So I guess for me, it really got to my heart.
Tom says, food can be important, but more important is a woman who is peace. Drink to that one. Isn't that sweet? Aww.
But there's just this specific thing about a man: sex and respect. That's the main thing men need.
So the men have spoken. What I found is that the men are different, but there are certain similarities. So one thing that came up very often was respect, loyalty came up, of course sex came up, views about food being the way to a man's heart. The views on that were split. Some said yes, some said no. But the thing is, as much as the views were varied, what was very key to note was that men wanted women according to their liking. So we'll see that Christian men, godly men, were looking for godly women. We'll see a man who is pro-black, or we'll call him a pan-African, is looking for a woman who is pro-black also. A fit man would be interested in a woman who is into fitness. So the thing is, not one shoe fits all. Not every woman is every man's cup of tea. Some women are of the impression that all men want is sex. Yes, it is a priority, because it came out over and over that yes, it is one of the priorities, but it's not the only thing. It's not the only thing that men look for. And another view is women may view that, oh, as long as me can cook, I'm good. That's not the only thing. And for a lot of men, that is not even important, right? But what is strong and what is big for me is that men seek loyalty, men seek support, men seek validation, right? One man said, I can make a fool of myself, but I don't feel like a fool. One man said, I want her to be my peace. So from what I heard from these gentlemen, these are some key things. I want a friend. One of them said, I want somebody who I can talk to, right? Separate and apart from what we already knew, for the most part, yes, they do require sex, and it is a big priority for most of them. But separate and apart from that, the men have spoken. So women, let us listen, and let us be aware of some of the things that men are looking for. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, to like, to share, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend about this channel as we take you on a journey.
Greetings everyone, Leroy Hutchins here representing for my good friend Jason Mighty for enjoy the series What Do Men Want, and it's very interesting. Keep watching.
At the stage in life mentally, or I don't want to say financially, because that's not really a good reason. What was it again?